Hello folks, Dom Lawson here from Metal Hammer Magazine with another mind-bendingly thrilling iron sandwich for you. The observant folk among you may have already noticed that I appear not to be in my shed today. And that's well done, you earn yourself 4 points for that amazing bit of deduction. I'm actually in a hotel room on Sunset Boulevard in Los Angeles. And I've just woken up and I feel like shit, very tired, and I need coffee. So I thought rather than do something to make myself feel better, I'd sit here and waffle on about some record, which is, just goes to show what a farce my life has become. But there you go. Today, because I'm jet lagged and confused, I'm going to talk about a hardcore album, and it's the new album, and I use the word new in its loosest sense, by New York City's utterly fantastic Sick of It All. The album's called Non-Stop, and similarly to the Manowar album that I spoke about last week, Non-Stop is an album of re-recorded material. Now, unlike Battle Hymns 2011, it's a compilation, effectively, of re-recorded highlights of all Sick of It All's albums, dating back to the beginning, to The Blood, the Sweat, the Tears, and is that what it's called, the first album? I might have got that wrong. The Blood, the Sweat, and the something, and No Tears. Of course, that's what it is. Fucking idiot. There you go. And classics from Scratch the Surface and Just Look Around, and many of Sick of It All's finest tunes are on there. In fact, I've got the track listing here. It's brilliant. It starts with Clobbering Time, as you can probably imagine if you're a fan of the band. And it's got fucking Scratch the Surface, Us Versus Them, Rat Pack, World Full of Hate, Chip Away, Relentless, Built to Last, My Life, all the greats, really. And again, it's that thing of, is there a point to re-recording material when the originals are awesome anyway? And I think, again, there will be a number of people who are kind of hardcore purists, or people who got into Sick of It All first time round and who listened to those early albums at the time, who would rather listen to the originals. And again, totally fair enough, whatever. But I guess this review isn't for you. This is a review for people who maybe didn't listen to Sick of It All 20 years ago, and or maybe haven't listened to them at all. And 2 points I have to make, really. Firstly, Sick of It All are a real, red-blooded, adrenaline-fueled hardcore band. They're about, to me, probably the epitome of what hardcore is. And as much as hardcore has evolved, and there are all kinds of weird strains and subgenres in hardcore now, I think if a band calls themselves hardcore and has no musical connection whatever to what Sick of It All are doing, then they're probably bullshitters. This is kind of the essence of what the genre is all about. And there's just something about them. There are little metallic elements to Sick of It All sound, but it's an influence rather than the whole point. As opposed to a band like Biohazard, for instance, who are largely a metal band, really, but with a lot of hardcore in their sound. So effectively, this is kind of nail on head what hardcore sounds like. The second main point, I think, is that the production on this is fantastic. And if you've been paying attention to Sick of It All's records in recent years, like Death to Tyrants and based on a true story, then you'll know that their albums sound phenomenal, and they're an incredibly heavy band, really brutal and aggressive. And there's something quite exhilarating about Sick of It All when they're in full flight. For a bunch of middle-aged chaps, they're furious, and there's a degree of excitement in their stuff that I don't hear in a lot of younger bands playing hardcore. Who are probably a little bit too worried about how they look and how they fit in. Sick of It All just do it for the love and for the passion of the music, and Non-Stop's a really good showcase for that, really. And I think it's one of those albums that if you've not got all their back catalogue, then get this. This is a brilliant way to be introduced to Sick of It All's music, because as I say, it's kind of a greatest hits. The production's amazing. It's really ballsy and powerful. And they've not, they've changed little bits on some of the songs. The tempo's a little bit different, or they've tinkered a tiny bit, but effectively they're faithful renditions of the original tracks, and it's amazing stuff. It's brilliant, and it's the kind of record that makes you wish you were in the middle of a mosh pit. Although I would hasten to add that if you get in the middle of a mosh pit of a Sick of It All show, which I've only done once, but you're going to lose your pint pretty much. and then probably knock your reading glasses off as well. But it's one of those things, one of those exciting bands, like for me, like Earth Crisis and Terror and a few others who just kind of get the metallic hardcore sound right, and yet not overly metallic with Sick of It All. The Scratch the Surface album was obviously very metal influenced, but in the main, the band's catalogue is pure and hardcore in every way. And Non-Stop is a fabulous addition to that catalogue, I think, and very worthwhile. In some ways, the thought behind it probably makes more sense than just doing one album, re-recording a single album. I think it's a career overview with a modern production, so it's going to hopefully please fans and new converts alike. So there you go. This was probably one of the least amusing and wacky iron sandwiches yet, which is probably a good thing for me, but less so for you, having to sit there listening to me mumbling away in my I've just woken up voice. But I'm in LA, I have no idea what's going on, and needs must when the devil shits in your handbag. So that's your lot for today, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. You'll see me. I won't see you. I mean, that would be weird if you were all just sat there when I switched on the computer. I would probably freak out. But yeah, I'll be here tomorrow with some more. I'm going to need coffee, is what I need. Can somebody send me some coffee back in? Can you send some back in time? That'd be great. And then I'll probably stop rambling. I'm going to click this button and go away. But Satan bless you all, and see you tomorrow. Cheers. Bye.